A year ago, our living room looked like this. It's been mostly used as my wife's workspace, a place for us to eat and watch TV. Last year, we built a custom desk for my wife Belinda, which gave an amazing facelift to the room, so we wanted to complete the rest of the living room with an updated look. Hello, I'm Matthew Encina, and in this video, I'll take you through the makeover process of our living room and give you a tour of the space. This video is brought to you by Article, who provided some of the furniture you'll see here today. When designing the living room, I had a few goals in mind. Update and unify the aesthetic of the space to be cozy and inviting, have a dining room and table again after going 4 years without one, install some built-in shelving, and fill it with as many plants as possible. Most of the furniture I had in the living room were old pieces that I've been using for over a decade. While they've served me well, I felt overdue for a refresh. Luckily, my friends over at Article were kind enough to send me the key items I needed to update the space. Starting with the main entertainment area, I swapped out almost everything in it. First up is the media unit for my TV and games. I chose this for its minimal design and because it was made of white oak, which matches perfectly with the desk we built on the other side of the room. To replace my old couch, I got this mid-century style sectional made with a handsome tweed fabric. I've always wanted a big sofa with a chase to stretch my legs out on. In the center of it all, I added a circular coffee table made of beautiful marble and oak. Next to the fireplace, I had this small alcove. Originally, we had a tall IKEA shelf here, but I wanted to take on the challenge of trying to create built-in shelving. Whenever I start a new DIY project, I always research it first. I usually watch or read 3 to 5 different sources to cross-reference information to make sure I'm doing it right. I first started by building out these battens for the wall, which are thin strips of wood that would act as a ledge for the shelves to sit on. I fastened them to the wall using a combination of cabinet screws and drywall anchors. Building alcove shelves are a bit tricky. That's because in almost all instances, the walls in these spaces are slightly uneven. For this corner, the mouth of the alcove was about half an inch wider than it was in the back, and the top was a little bit more narrow than the bottom. So I had to measure each shelf individually and cut them with a slight taper towards the back of them. I actually had to remeasure and make slight adjustments several times to get a good fit. I made these shelves out of the same white oak plywood I've been using in the rest of my home projects because it's strong and I love the soft, warm color of it. To give these shelves a nice thick look, I added a 2 3/4 inch face to it. I then added edge banding to cover up the visible plywood edges and combined it using dowels and wood glue. Then I finished the wood with Osmo poly oil and did a fine paper sand to leave the surface ultra smooth. Before installing the shelves, I painted the walls and battens to look nice and clean, and then slid each of the shelves into place for a near perfect fit. Adjacent to the main entertainment area is our dining room. I wanted to make this spot feel distinct since there's no physical separation of the space. So I went bold. I taped off this area and painted it with a soft black paint. To break up the use of white oak throughout the living room, I decided to go for a rich walnut and leather dining table set to give this area a dark and moody look. Because I loved how the alcove shelves turned out next to my fireplace, I ended up building another set in this corner. Beneath the shelves, I added a buffet console to store drinks, board games, and host the vinyl setup. The corner of this room doesn't get much sun, so I installed light strips underneath the shelves to highlight the details of this area and give us some good supplementary mood lighting. To hide the wires, I use black cable channels to route everything neatly against the wall. For overhead lighting, my brother, who's an electrician, helped me replace my old light fixture with this minimal spindle pendant lamp. In the rest of the living room, my brother helped me update all of my old recess lighting with smart lighting, and I swapped out my old floor lamp with this beautiful walnut one, which I added a smart bulb into as well. Now that everything has been updated to smart lighting, I can control and program everything right from my phone. To give the living room life, I wanted to fill it with plants. Not just any plants, but ones that I know I could take care of and would do well in the environment here. So I moved in plants that I already owned and purchased a few more to fill up the empty spots. I then installed a simple closet rod into my ceiling to make room for hanging plants by the window. My goal was to create a visual flow of greenery to tie the whole room together, from Belinda's desk all the way over to the media console. With all the major work done, I just had a few final details to complete the space. For the media unit, I purchased a few containers to help me stack and organize all of my games and controllers for my various consoles. At our standing bar, I originally had white receptacles here, but they stood out too much, so my brother helped me replace them with black ones. To give intimate lighting at the bar, I added this perforated brass table lamp, which emits a nice effect when you move around it, almost like a small candle. In the dining room alcove, I added a simple black turntable paired with a set of HD4 speakers, which were gifted to me by Audio Engine. I also added a narrow black shelf to display records we're currently playing. This is the perfect setup for tunes to chill to during the day. While we're not big drinkers, it's nice to have a small liquor set to enjoy a smooth glass of whiskey now and again. After several weeks of working on our living room, here's the final reveal of the space. I want to take a moment to thank Article for sponsoring this video and making my living room look so amazing. Article makes it easy to attain beautiful, modern furniture that's high quality at a great price. They offer contactless delivery and deliver in-stock items fast. Article ships almost anywhere in the US and Canada for a flat fee of $49 and offers free shipping on orders above $999. If you like anything you've seen in the video today, I've left links in the description below for you to check out. Since we've updated our living room, Belinda and I have been spending so much more time in this space. It's perfect to start the day in, and it's so cozy to unwind in at night. I even found myself working here instead of my home office, just because it's so refreshing. There's still a few small things I'd like to update in the space, but for now, I'm happy with where it's at. If you have any questions, ask, and I'll do my best to answer them. With that out of the way, it's time to relax.